Ross, congratulations. Ross, firstly for you, an impressive performance. What was it like for you out there tonight?
Yeah, brilliant today. Massive result for the lads. After two disappointing results, we needed the top performance at home today, and it was a great team performance and great clean sheet as well.
Billy, for you as well, your manager said to me before the game that it was a comfortable choice picking you, and you certainly look comfortable out there.
Yeah, it was a good match, so it was. Been training very hard to get this chance, and today I stepped up, took my opportunity, and great game and great victory.
We've got the guys in the studio, Alan Shearer, Gary Lineker, Ian Wright, all purring about you, saying how impressive you were, particularly in that first half. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, they're top players, so they were in the game, and for them to say their kind of comments is really amazing for me, but now I need to keep pushing on and keep doing what I'm doing.
Ross, how impressive has he been? You were this young player once upon a time breaking through. How good is this man? Yeah,
today he was brilliant, but it's not a surprise to me, the way he trains every day. I seen him last season and he was quality in training, and he showed that with the little chances he's had this season, and today was a top performance, and long may it continue.
We can't just talk about him. What a goal from you. I imagine you enjoy every goal, but was that one a little bit more special?
Yeah, of course. Scoring against Liverpool's massive for me, supporting Everton and playing for Everton. It's always a dream to score against Liverpool, but not only that, we're into the next round, and that's the main thing.
It is the main thing. Billy, what would it mean to Chelsea to go all the way in this competition? You're down to the last 8.
Oh, it'd be massive, so it was. Hopefully we can go all the way and get some trophies at the end.
Brilliant. Well, gents, thank you so much. Ross, Billy is the man of the match. If you could please do the honours.
Well played.
Cheers, lads.
Great stuff for Billy Gilmour there. So it was.
So it was.
What a cracking performance from him, though. We'll come to him shortly, but...
Yeah. Well, Frank said before the game, he's playing because he deserves to play. Jorginho is now suspended for the next couple of games. So he's put a performance in tonight that has said to the manager, you have to keep me in this team. He's worked hard. You heard Ross saying that he's been impressive in training. He was mightily impressive out on that pitch tonight against some big-name players, against a huge football club in Liverpool, and nothing fazed him, and deservedly got man of the match. He was magnificent.
I didn't come for your overview, Ian. It was quite a performance, really, from Chelsea.
Yeah, they deserve all the plaudits, and he deserves the man of the match and the plaudits he's getting. Liverpool, very disappointing. No shots in the second half.
What's gone wrong with Liverpool? Is it just... I suppose there's an inevitability that you have to have a dip at some point.
Yeah, you do. And I think that what we saw with Watford, and Watford have to get credit for continuing to put them under the pressure that they did and continue to make them make mistakes. I thought that second half Chelsea done the same. They didn't give them any time on the ball, so it would be down to the players to then perform and produce something, and they just didn't do it tonight. I was very disappointed with Liverpool. I was expecting more.
Wonderful goal from Ross Barkley there.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Let's have a look at that now.
He's one of those players that he offers this quite a lot. He's got so much speed and power that he gets a bit of criticism because he don't do this maybe enough, but the ability is there, and he is one of the best players in the league for me when he's doing this sort of stuff, breaking from deep, and no one can catch him. I don't think Gomez will be too happy with the defending here, just dropping off and not really doing much. But like I say, you'll give it to Ross Barkley there because it's a great run and a great strike.
What I like with that as well is that there's nothing else in his mind. He's got Pedro, but he's in that form and he's not even looked at him once. He's got one thing on his mind and he's gone and he's executing. Could have kept, has it gone in the corner? No, but it's the power. Power's beating him, yeah.
Do you know, we see glimpses of him doing things like this. He should, with his ability, he should be doing it on a regular... Why isn't he doing that week in, week out? Because the ability is without a doubt there, but we don't see it often enough.
Yeah. I think sometimes it looks like he doesn't know what he wants to do all the time. He sets off on a run, but then he sort of seems like he's questioning himself all the time. You'd like to see him a bit more single-minded and go on those runs exactly like that and just let the shots go.
That goal tonight, I thought, epitomised everything what Chelsea were about in terms of Pedro closing down in the right-back position, then winning it in the middle of the park, and then the way he broke to give Ross Barkley that option on his right-hand side. That was the work rate, that was the closing down, that summed Chelsea up toninie.
Let's have a look at the first goal. Willian in the first half,
Well, it's the kind of thing
that made a great save. And
it was a fantastic... When I'm thinking goal here, great save. But then you're thinking to yourself, OK, just to slow it down and calm it down, because Chelsea, they've got so many men there. Now, he's literally giving it to them when they can now turn and close them down. They haven't really got themselves organised. You see, Fabinho's not ready for it. and before you know it, you know what I mean, Williams taking a shot and you hit the target. That's what can happen. Goalkeeper, it's a poor mistake, and it's the kind of goal that then gives Chelsea impetus, and they kept going.
Yeah.
Liverpool got themselves going. They made themselves some chances. Liverpool, normally they would have taken earlier on in the season, but they're going through that spell at the moment, and they need to get themselves out of it.
Why are Chelsea so erratic, Alan? I mean, one week they're great, then we saw it against Spurs, and then they were poor last weekend, and then now they've played really well.
Well, we said it before the game about when you're playing a lot of youngsters, you're going to get inconsistencies. You're going to get being brilliant one week and average the next, and that's sort of what has happened to Chelsea. He is still searching for his best formation and his best 11. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, Billy Gilmour was kind of sneaked into that contention for a place in midfield. An astonishing performance, really. Yeah. You know, against the champions to be.
Well, that's the other thing. He's playing against a team that are running away with the league, and it's not phased in one bit. He looks like he's been playing out there for years. And Ross there at the end of the game summed up what I said at half-time, that the players clearly believe in his ability, because they're giving him passes like this on the edge of his box in dangerous positions that you wouldn't give that pass to some experienced pros. Yeah. So they clearly believe in him, and he's been showing it, as Ross says, in training. It's
just the positions he takes up and the simplicity of his game, you know, for an 18-year-old. That's what you know, people are going to say, oh, going overboard. And you're not going overboard, but when you watch a player like that come into the first team and play like that composed, that's why someone like that, Frank, will say, yeah, he can come into the first team and he can play against the champions-elect and he won't let himself down.
He'll be Scotland captain in a couple of weeks, won't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what's great about him is some of the best movements he does here is just standing still.
Great feet.
I said it at half-time about him. There's lots impressed me about him tonight, in terms of the way he protected the back four, in terms of the way he crunched into tackles. But when I watch Chelsea a little bit with Jorginho in there, yes, he's neat and he's tidy and he plays these little 5 and 10 yard passes to the left, to the right. Billy tonight actually went forward. His first thought was, when he won that ball, can he drive forward or can he pass it forward? And for a forward, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why Chelsea look better going forward tonight, because of him, when that first thought was, can you go instead of left or right?
Are you first naming him already? Like, you're just Billying him now?
All right, Gilmour.
Billy's boots.
He's that good.
Can you remember Billy's boots?
Yeah.
Billy's boots. Yeah. Great. It's comic, but you have to be really, really old to remember Billy's boots. Kepa was another interesting decision. Wow. You brought him back, FA Cup tie. He's been left out for 6 weeks. Has he played himself back into the starting lineup, do you think, Glenn?
Yeah, you know what? I think he has. Like you say, he's been out in the cold for recent weeks. Obviously, for whatever reason, but I think today, some of these opportunities he should be saving. But the way he's commanded the back four, and you could see him pointing and shouting at players throughout the game when he wasn't making saves, which impressed me more than some of these saves, you know. But obviously this moment here is obviously a huge moment in the game. That
they've got to use this tonight as a positive for the league as well, Gary. In terms of it was almost, they had to work so hard defensively. They've kept their clean sheet. They've looked a real threat going forward in terms of the chances that they've created, Chelsea. So going forward in terms of the league, that's what's been missing. They've got to put a long run of performances together.
I mean, Frank sometimes said we've missed too many chances. Yeah. But at the other end, they've conceded goals. That would probably be the most encouraging thing for Lampard, wouldn't it?
Without a doubt. Like you heard Ross Barkley say, the clean sheet is one of the most important things, so you could almost feel that that's what Frank's talking about in the background.
OK, let's catch up with the night's two other fifth-round ties. Both were 8 o'clock kickoffs, and we start at the Hawthorns with West Brom of the Championship against Alan's Newcastle. Well, Alan here's been having kittens for the last few seconds, but don't worry, Alan, it's full-time. Newcastle through to the quarter-finals for the first time in donkey's years. Yeah. We'll have the quarter-final draw, of course, for you live from Hillsborough tomorrow night, and Alan, Newcastle will be in it. But back here, Chelsea have beaten Liverpool by 2-0. Let's hear from the Chelsea boss, Frank Lampard. He's with Kelly Summers.
Frank, your celebrations when that second goal went in, I think, said it all. Sum up how proud you are of your team's performance tonight, if you can.
Well, yeah, really proud, because they're the best team in the land. Them and Man City have proven that in the last 2 years. But this year, what they're doing in the league is incredible. So for us to put in the effort, the focus, the determination, the quality that we put into the game, was something special tonight, and it's a one-off, and we know, and I'm very aware that there's a lot of work to do and a long way to go here to get to where we want to go. But you have to celebrate those moments, and particularly when you get a second, because you know how dangerous Liverpool are to the last minutes. So to go 2 up was great.
So many positives, so many things to celebrate, as you said. One of those, surely, though, has to be the performance of Billy Gilmour in midfield.
Well, I mean, what an incredible performance for a young player against, again, the best team, where things are happening quickly around you. And he was a calm head within that first 5-10 minutes. Straight away, you could see that he had quality on the ball, wants to get the ball. He's a throwback to the days of midfielders as I grew up, and people said, can you put your foot in? Yes. Can you make angles always to get the ball? Yes. Can you play the right pass and pick the simple one at the right time? Yes. And he's got all that, and people might look at him, see that he's quite slight in his way. He's huge in personality, huge. So I'm absolutely delighted for him. He deserves everything, deserves man of the match, deserves people to talk about him, and delighted for him and his family, because big day for him.
That's exactly what the boys have been doing in the studio. They have been talking about. I mean, Alan Shearer suggested that potentially eases a headache for you as well with Jorginho out.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you bring players in, and when they're young, you never know until they come in and play. And Billy's played a couple of games, but when you're putting them against opponents like today, and the confidence he showed, as I say, bravery on the ball, was brilliant. And yeah, we've got a problem. You know, Jorginho suspended for 2 games. Kovacic got injured, but whatever. I played him tonight, Billy, because I said that before the game, because of how he trains and how he plays. So we'll see. There's a lot of work for him to do too, but what a great start that is.
And another positive as well, the performance of Kepa in goal.
Yeah, made some good saves for us. Again, when needed as well, because in tough matches against Liverpool, the feeling is we've played Liverpool twice this year, and we maybe played better in both games, actually, in terms of football and then control of the game. But things didn't go for us, and goals at the wrong time. Kepa made some vital saves for us, which obviously kept us in it early in the game, and then we get our goal, and then the game goes from there. But really pleased with Kepa. It's not easy, everyone wants to play. Goalkeepers get scrutinised probably more than any other position. So he's shown good character and he played well.